Quick video on my latest purchase, 1986 Yamaha Phazer. Obviously, first gen. Uh, Picked it up for $300, which is a great price in my opinion, but did come with a few issues. Altogether, it looks in pretty decent shape. Maybe the seat right there, we got it held with one of those tie downs, a bit ripped, but it wasn't that bad. The plastics and what have you, the skis, they've got ski skins on it. It really wasn't bad shape peripherally that way. It's actually when you got under the hood that it was kind of turned into a bit of a, I'd almost say a nightmare. You know, we got in, I'll crack the hood here. It hadn't been driven. Looks like the last time it was licensed for trails was 2008. So it has been driven, but I think the thing's been sitting for 5 or 10 years. Open up the hood. We got it all back together. The oil tank, the oil pump and injection is still there. I bought one online or off a guy. I can't remember whether it was Kijiji or wherever, but for 30 bucks, and it needed one of the carb boots. But this is where the real workout started. Some of you have probably already picked out that, are those zip ties on there? They sure are, because whoever had it from before, we finally took the carbs off. Of course, you should, any type of machine like this, you should probably do that immediately. When we first cracked the hood, you can see the air box there as a piece of that tin tape or metal tape, whatever you want to call it. It had a hole in the air box. Well, what is that going to say if it hasn't been driven for 5 or 10 years? This thing is a mouse hotel. And sure enough, it wasn't. I should have strapped a camera, a GoPro or something to my head when we first took them off, because the leaves and such, it just spilled out of them. It was just embarrassing, actually, how bad it was. I have two other Phazers, both first gen. I paid pretty decent money for them about 10 years ago, probably 12, 1,500 bucks. As I said, this one I paid 300 for. But when we popped the hood and got working on it, the amount of leaves that were in it was just crazy. They told us that they had rebuilt it at one point, that it might be overboard, but I don't know how much of that is BS or actual truth. But as I say, the leaves and such just totally spilled out of it. The carburetors were so gummed up. It was just, I don't know. I wish I could have seen it. I was just flabbergasted. You picked inside the reed valves, of course, right where the carb goes in. We had like those Q-tips, cotton swabs, because they all had particle and debris and what have you. So we got all that done and taken off. Whoever had taken the carbs off from before had totally stripped the carb bowls, the screws in the bottom. So my father again took some of the zip ties and some of that tin tape again to, you can see it again, to help put them on, because the screws in the bottom are just on finger tight. Like, that's the only bit of grip that they have. So got that done. Had the rest, as I say, the oil injection. We started then pulling over. No, we could not get it to go to save our life. Like, what is the problem? So you're thinking, oh well, you got a $300 parts machine. But the problem is, they must have started taking the thing for parts themselves, because the tack cable and speedometer cable are both missing. As I say, the oil injection, the oil pump is there, but the tank is missing. It's just like, they must have been. But then he all of a sudden got up next morning and said, well, geez, you know, if it was that plugged, do you think the muffler would be plugged to with stuff in it. And geez, that's a pretty good thought. Like, do you think anything's down inside? So sure enough, we took the muffler off. Now you can see once we took it off, I put some of that high temperature black spray paint on it just to pretty it up, make it look a little better. Dang, as soon as we did that, pulled it over a few times, it caught. So of course it really roars with the Y, just the Y pipe. Then we got shaking the thing up. As good as the muffler looks now, all the baffles and stuff are broken in the inside there when you really shake it up. But it seems to, and then ever since then, it seems to fire up reasonably okay. I keep a little kind of an old eyedropper to take off the spark plugs to just dab a little gas down in there. I will admit for this video, I've already fired it up, and that's what I had to do. It's been sitting here. It's mid-December here in central Ontario. We got a bit of snow around. Not the best day for a video. My two other phasers are sitting over there. Unfortunately, it's supposed to rain on Christmas Eve, which kind of sucks. That's a 91 Enticer that I did a video on from before. The seat, again, just a strap there. Got the two screws in the front. All the plywood in the bottom was pretty rotted out. So, anyway, I should be able to just turn the key to on. The engine says that it's got 7780, but with the the tack cable and the speedometer cable removed, you don't know. So anyways, this is not a cold start. Try to see if it'll go here. Yeah. Success. Gas in it's mixed pretty rich. I'd say right now we took a whole bunch of fuel out of it. Of course, it was terrible. Decanted it at all, but it's probably mixed, I want to say mixed 40 to 1, maybe even 32 to 1, like it will really start to smoke. But thankfully the headlight works, only the one beam, and even the tail light, kind of hard to see it, but it does, the tail light, yeah, tail light does come on. So otherwise, that's about the size of it. The only other piece that was missing on this one,